Hello YouTube. You're watching ZakDTV. I'm Zak. Welcome to my channel. I'm here to bring you some news stories. I'm going to do them as something interesting, something fun, something important, and then something dumb. Let's start off with something interesting. I found this one interesting, at least. I don't know about you guys. I have here, it is a younger mother. She has 4 children, single mom, decided to build her own house. And not just build her own house. She used YouTube tutorials to do the whole thing. Now, this is the story of a woman named Kara Brookings. She's 4 kids, and she writes young adult novels. She didn't have a lot of money. I guess she'd just gotten out of an abusive relationship, stuff like that. So she needed a spot to live. And with 4 kids, that's kind of hard to find. I don't know if any of you guys have kids. You know how hard it is to find housing. And then, on top of it, there's places that won't rent you if you have kids, this and that. Makes it difficult. So she took it on herself. She sold a little chunk of property she had, and she bought land in Arkansas. Now, it took her 9 months to build this place. She figured it was going to run about $130,000. So she watched YouTube videos starting in 2008, got a list of all of her supplies she needed, everything like that, and started working on it. She had her kids help her. She drew up her own blueprints in order to submit to the city to get approval. She did everything from beginning to end, with only a little bit of help from a local firefighter that she paid to come and help her. Gave him $25 an hour to help with bigger things, because I don't care how much you watch YouTube. If you don't know what you're doing, there's certain things that you just need somebody there with the knowledge to actually do it. You gain knowledge over a lifetime. You get information off the internet. In the long run, though, by the end of her endeavor, she's come out with a 3,500 square foot home with 5 bedrooms and a library. That's not too shabby. Over a 9-month period of time, she did pretty well. She wrote a book about it entitled How a House Built a Family. It comes out on the 24th of January, and it explains her life, what brought her to that, and how the house brought her and her family together. She says it was a great experience, and it brought all of her family together. Up next, we have something I thought was fun. What we have here is an ad campaign done by the Montana Meth Project. Now, this project, it's an anti-meth group that promotes anti-meth literature, anti-meth teaching, anti-meth advertisement towards young teens, young adults in Montana to try to keep people off this drug. I think they're a great company. They're doing a good job. They ran a competition, and they called it Paint the State. And in it, they went to all sorts of kids, I'm guessing teenage, young adult type age children, and had them paint different slogans. I think we all did this in school. You know, let's paint for the new slogan for anti-smoking or anti-this or that. And the one that won this was a painting of Elsa. Looking well, no other way to say it, just ratchet. Looking bad. Looking like a meth head in front of a police photo line. I'll put up a photo of it. You guys, it's great. And the tagline for it is meth. Just let it go. That is the best use of Frozen since the movie came out. I got sick of hearing that, let it go, let it go, let it go. I'll tell you what, I'm happy to hear it again. It actually made me laugh when I came across this story. What do y'all think about this? Now, it might be pretty close to copyright infringement. It might cause some problems for Montana with Disney. I'm sure they don't want their princess depicted looking like a meth head. But at the same time, I believe a lot of people are going to look at this, and maybe it'll get a message out. And I think that's the big important message of this, is let them use it. Let them get that message out. Let them promote this, and little girls are going to look, and they're going to go, oh wow, look what else it looks like. I don't want to look like that. Might be a good thing, right? Oh man, but it is what it is. That's my fun story for the day. For my next story, I'm going to do something important. This one is extremely important. It's not a news story per se. It is a compilation of a lot of different news stories I read this morning, and it just had me kind of hurting in my soul. We need to talk about this. This is a big one, country. We are in a situation here where we are so divided along political lines over our last election. Now, granted, we have Donald Trump. He won the election. We need to quit crying about it. Personally, I supported the guy. I know I'm going to get hate for it, but I think he was the better candidate compared to someone who's been in politics their whole life. Because our politics are in a situation where We don't need another career politician. But at the same time, I believe that the people who lost have the right to speak their mind. Please speak your mind. That is what this show is all about. That is what the world is all about. That's what makes America great, okay? Is your right to say what you feel. At the same time, we've gotten to a point where we have these crybullies, these people who just want their way no matter what, no matter who they hurt, no matter who they step on, no matter if they know what they're talking about or not. It seems to me that a lot of these people too are just followers. They're following a mass group. If you ask them for statements on their beliefs on a certain subject, a lot of them can't give you any. A lot of them can't tell you what the issues are that they're out there protesting about. That brings me to a news story I read about today. This woman, Jennifer Holliday, she's a singer. She was supposed to be attending the Trump inauguration. She was going to sing at the inauguration, and she was going to go out and support our democratic process. She has pulled out due to death threats. Yes, this woman has gotten death threats against her and her family for being willing to perform at inauguration of a president. Now, I don't care who you are. To perform at the inauguration of Barack Obama would have been a great honor. It would have been something you wanted to do. So many presidents. I don't care if you agree with their politics or not. Go back to the Bushes. Go back to the Clintons. Go back as far as you want. You can go back to Washington. To get a chance to get up there and promote our next president is a huge event in a person's life. And she can't do it because she is scared her family will be hurt by these bullies if she goes and performs. Another situation we have here is Bishop Wayne T. Jackson. He's the one doing the ceremony. He has been receiving threats. This is a bishop. He is a church official. He is not some punk kid or anything. He is a man of God. Does he deserve to be spoken to that way? Is he the kind of person that should be told that if you do the inauguration of Trump, the backlash is going to be horrible, your church will burn down, this and that? No, that is not how we act. You need to grow up. I'm getting sick of this. You hear this stuff all the time. We have the LAPD. The LAPD is stepping up their enforcement on inauguration night because of the riots they expect to happen in LA. Rioting does not get your point across. It does not make you right. In fact, all it does is show how wrong you are. If you think that is the way to act, that is a way to get your point heard, you're wrong. We are a country based on a democracy, based on freedom of speech, based on everybody's right to happiness. And when you feel you could take away someone's happiness because you feel like they're doing wrong by you, well, there's something wrong with you, buddy. And we really need to have this discussion as a nation, as the United States, because I cannot deal with this anymore. I'm at a point where people are scared to speak their mind because they don't want the backlash from the other side. And now, I'm not just blaming this on the left side. They're the ones taking the heat right now. But we've got people on the right, we've got people in the middle. There are just these people that sit there and feel that their opinion is the only thing that matters. What caused this? Why do we have this? Were these people raised wrong? Were they raised to think they're the only thing that mattered in the world? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on this one, though, because I can't keep going. It's aggravating the hell out of me. And next up, I've got something dumb for you. This is a spot I'd like to be able to speak about the funnier side of news, the stupid things that happen, the dumb people out there, dumb criminals. I'll tell you what, I kind of feel like we have one of the dumbest criminals of all right now, being the EPA. I know. It's an organization, it's a government agency, it's not a person, but they're refusing to pay $1.2 billion in claims that are directly tied to the damage they did at the King Gold Mine in Colorado. If you don't remember, that's the mine where they were in there inspecting, trying to figure out how to get rid of some toxic chemicals, ended up breaching a wall of the mine and dumped 900,000 gallons worth of polluted, heavy metal polluted water into a local creek. That creek fed into a river, everything like that, ruined a lot of land around it, made the river poisonous, turned the river orange. You might remember that part. Turned the whole river orange. How bad was that? Now, there are people claiming $1.2 billion in damage. Now, this is like local river rafting companies, farmers, people who live in the area, stuff like that. The municipalities, stuff like that. Cleanup costs, all that. Now, the EPA has stated they are not legally able to pay these claims. The reason being is there's a Federal Tort Claims Act that gives immunity for damages caused by the government. Now, I don't know how to feel about that one, okay? Great, they were in there, they're trying to help. But if I'm at your house and I'm building you a wall as a contractor, I'm putting up an addition, and I decide I'm going to help you out by putting in a wheelchair ramp, and that wheelchair ramp collapses and hurts you, well, I'm still at fault for that. So what's the difference between that and what the EPA did? I don't get it. Now, what they are going to pay out, though, is about $29 million to different spots for different reasons, including there's one with $1 million going to a Navajo tribal council in order to pay for damages, which is respectable, but they've also denied at least $20 million in other claims, and they won't be paying out this $1.2 billion worth of claims. But it's not done yet. The senators and congressmen from Colorado are going to fight this. They are going to make sure that the EPA pays for every bit of damage they cause. I'm kind of up in the air about this story in total. I do think the EPA should pay to a point, because this gold mine was a disaster waiting to happen. If no one had gone in there, would it have lasted another year before it spilled, or would it have been another 20 years before it let go? But it was going to let go. This thing was already seeping into the local water, slowly, but it was seeping into the local water, and they had to do something about it. Are they really at fault for this, or do they just speed up something that was inevitable? Let me know what you think in the comments, and remember, if you like what I do, go ahead down below. I think I'm going to put a little button here for subscribe. I'm going to put another video here if you want to check something else out I did. I am going to be running a contest coming up. I'm working on all the legalities of it, so stay tuned for that. It should be a great contest. It's going to have a great, big payout for the winner, and I will see you guys tomorrow.